Welcome back, everyone, to another Dead by Dawn matchup. We have this Sirenia versus Exiled, and we're getting right into the action with absolute favorite sets. Being here, Dub on the Oni. I believe he was a big time Oni in the past, so I'm very excited to see what he has to cook for us. We're seeing again the classic bamboozle to deal with all the mostly main building and shack outs here. The most broken areas against Oni. First Chase is always going to try to reach areas at least, but so far the Zars are doing not getting caught off guard, and luckily I am here. Nathan, say something. Oh,
Thank you for introducing me, Pookie Bear. We do have, Dub on the Oni with the BAM. I think in the current state of Coal Tower, I think I would personally opt for Brutal instead of BAM with how many God Rocks that can spawn on the map. I feel like you can relatively well deal with main by having both doors broken. But yeah, we are going to see first chase coming in on Shack, a little double vault coming through, and looks like the survivor's gonna opt to not use Shack yet, wanting to save it. I think that's a good play to have coming through, trying to use these God Rocks up instead of using Shack and saving that as a resource, for the end of the game. A little bit of a pallet bait with the power coming through from Dub. Yeah, the survivor's playing it well, running it back into the corrupt side of the map. And he is going to see some survivors stacking out this generator. Going to lay down a kick on it, getting that eruption going. And oh, a swing! Oh, so close coming through that pallet, but Manu is just able to get that stun and that blind and get away without a tag.
yeah, I mean, so far survivors have played it extremely well. I'm really surprised they're actually stacking the other gen on free. So pretty much so far we've gotten what, 2 pallets, and the survivors. Well, it's been 2 minutes. You see corrupts running out. We have a lot of. Wait, didn't come that this pallet was dropped. That's quite lucky. We're gonna get the tag out. Seeing, I think, duration and speed add-on on Oni, which I've seen before. Like,
Yeah, I've never really seen an Oni run no speed add-on, which has been interesting. But maybe Dub is fully confident in what he can do with his power without it, and just opting for that extra duration to get like some kind of snowball going. Yeah, he does get his power here, but they managed to pop the 2 middlemost generators, so that is really going to break up the map for them. Dub still does have this 3-gen top, but the question is how much progress is on that Gen 11, as he's going to pop the power with no eyesight on anyone actually. That's a bit risky because if the survivors coordinated well, they can just stealth out this power and waste all of the power that Dub has, and then he will be stuck back to being an M1 killer again and then needing to get another tag. Oh, as we do see Blast Mine come through, which is just going to give even more time for them to stealth away if they were close in this area.
yeah, Nathan, I'm just really scared of what is pretty much happening right now. I mean, anytime you see an only top power without eyesight, kind of the only classic. You hear the comms, they go, everyone stealth, everyone hide to get off gens. Because, as you said, once we hide this power, or you can actually see the one person who was doing gens was Manu. What the hell was that hit? Jesus Christ! At the end of her power as well. That is gonna give us some value, I guess, but right now we're completely back to an killer. We have no power anywhere on the map. As you said, regen is can't even play for our top 3. We have a whole bottom. Such a bad position. Slowly gonna be splitting different top gen right now. I believe, yeah, someone's already there for the second top. We're gonna get the reset back. Gonna take her time breaking. Plate free, have her on main still. Very, very safe. With the gen on free, you can always pre-leave it to 5. You have pals you can run. Yeah, I mean, the last mine value is crazy right now. It's like a perk that's banned in a lot of other tournaments. See it that often. Expecting it later.
Yeah, we do see Dub trying to hold this 3-gen, but I think he needs to venture a little further into the bottom side of the map and pick up the blood that he had. I'm not sure if he has enough, but it would definitely help out and be pretty close because they did do that heal on bottom, so that's going to be quite a big pile of blood that he could pick up. because I just don't think this 3-gen is holdable, especially if he's stuck being M1. But it does look like he might be able to get his first tag here. The survivor is going to make this pallet, but this is a little bit of a rough pallet to play, but Dub swinging through, and the stun with Smash Hit coming through, just saving their game here. That's just going to delay the tag so much longer for Dub, as he is going to try and stop this gen, but that is going to be probably the balance landing. Survivor just dropping a little bit late and getting that tag. This is what Dub needs. He got the tag, and he's going to be able to collect this blood around this generator, and this is the only gen that I think has high progress in his 3-gen here. Unless they're they're actually stacking out 3. That's actually insane to have this much progress on this. Dub needs to get his power and make something happen with like some kind of snowball here.
Yeah, I mean, I think what the survivors have been right here is they have one survivor who hooked before. As long as we make sure he doesn't get hooked inside of this top 3-gen again, they just sent, I believe it was Manu, generator bottom, and survivors have been doing such a great job playing quite aggressive on the rest of the generators top. Yeah, the chases right now, even though we were kind of zoned on a burger pile there, still don't get the tag. Still have some power bottom. Scratch myself. Survivor going all the way edge map to this D-wall does go down, but usually you would be happy picking, but I feel like we're at the point where we're probably not allowed either way. Get Manu right now, he's the only person that isn't a pain res, kind of less value for the power. That's why I get back with other round. Really hope this is enough, otherwise, yeah, okay, we. Yeah, we're just gonna pop it instantly. Survivors have targets on. We have to pull them ASAP. We have to get our eruption proc. Ooh, wait. Oh, we're hard there.
You know, I'm really surprised that Dub opted to pick Manu there. Having that Lion's Fang instead of the speed, that would typically mean to me that he's wanting to. Oh, he finds out Jeff in this locker. That's actually insane. Finding that stealth is huge for Dub here. He does get the pain res down. Now these gens do have quite high progress, but this may be what he needs to bring it back. Despite what I was saying about the power duration, the thing is though, he is back to M1 at this moment, but Manu is still injured, so he's going to be dropping blood across the map, probably on the bottom side, as they do get the pull quick. Actually, they are just on top of these saves and getting them at the perfect time when Dub is just distracted somewhere else. But he is going to be able to get his power here with the blood bottom, and then it looks like he's going to off the pop, trying to just get as many stages as possible, knowing that it's kind of going to be pretty hard to get a 4K here unless he can snowball. So we'll see what he can do. Looks like he's going to opt to leave Laura and go up to this main gen that he knows has quite high progress.
Yeah, I mean, like this play at this point, we still have 2 pain reses, and would have been best to try to find one. Still have half our power here. Dub, biggest fan of slugging. He's make sure he gets those hooks secured as the scratches on pain, and then already used balanced landing, so stop them. I don't know these other generators. Such high progress. Yeah, we don't even have time to do. We have to go back here. Even gonna dry kick it, opting not to wait for eruption. Just a couple of seconds. Might come back to bite us though. I feel like anytime you think on killer, it's fine. Like, hey, I don't need eruption. I'll take it. Like you regret that. We'll just have to see. So much power on pain, but the creator is popping top. They're gonna get the pull, and now we're committing a survivor who's already death hooked. This time, yeah, we cannot help really.
I think that was that exact situation you're talking about where an eruption on that gen would have been meant he could have committed Manu and gotten that death, which would actually help him a lot. in bringing this game to a 3v1, but it looks like they opted to not aggro that generator, predicting the fact that Dub might leave Manu, worried about the progress. So we do know of some progress on Shaq. We do know of a lot of progress on that generator 3. We don't know much about 11, so we are going to see what they're doing, and it looks like they're opting not to work that. If the survivors are stacking that out, it's going to be pretty close to popping. No, it looks like they might just be opting to stealth out his power and probably get some resets going, and then playing this 3-gen as 4 survivors healthy.
That's quite an unfortunate power use, and again, just happens sometimes if you don't have a clear target to top power. Yeah, survivors, they just stealthed it out. They were maybe hiding in the locker around this generator as well. Corruption is right here. If we get the tag, we're not gonna have our power immediately. Saw Manu was back on that generator on back there. Wait to stop that. Quite a few. Also, survivors are be safe for quite a bit. Using the M2 fake again on the pallet, but not injured. Not care. That like the only way to come back here and get as many as possible is get another power use. Maybe get a. I was gonna say get a fresh hook and go mid for a pain rest, but we don't even get it. We're stacking this gen, maybe even. We do get the power, but how much are we gonna get out of it? We're doing the same again. No, Nathan. Don't tell me the survivors are already stuffed. Please. Oh no.
He does see the light, so he does know survivors in this area, but if they manage to stealth that out, that's just going to be another use of the power that might be wasted. I'm banking on locker here. I think the survivor might be hiding in a locker somewhere in this tile, or they might just be perfectly walking around it, as he does see the lights on this other door, but does he make it in time without the speed? It looks like he does. He is going to find the scratch marks on the survivor. They are hopping into a locker. It is going to be a grab, but this survivor has already been hooked twice, I believe. So that only net one extra stage for Dub, which would make this game 5 stages. And I believe 2 fresh hooks. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cynthia.
Yeah, that's only 2. Manu was also def hook. We had 2 survivors def hook and freshes. Had to find one of those freshes. That would have been 7 state. That would have been 7 stages, and that's like definitely something your killer can play for. But this, they give out 5 stages. It's such a hard win con. Sure, it's gonna be very difficult.
Yeah, the survivors need to lock in to try and beat this win con, but we will see what they can do coming up pretty soon. See you then. All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to Dead by Dawn Season 3. We have Exiled versus Sirenia, and we now have Exiled on the killer. This is Sirenia's pick, and we did see Dub come through with 5 stages and 2 fresh as his result, which is, yes, these Oni sets can go rough. With, you know, sometimes power can get stealthed out and M1s can take a while. So we can see low stage results, but that is definitely a very beatable result for Manu to come in and beat. Looks like Manu is just going to be looking around, trying to see if he can find any survivors off in the rotate, kicking that main door as he does find Dub mid. But I am not alone. I am still here with my co-caster Cynthia. Cynthia, what do you feel about this win con?
Yeah, this is rough. I mean, you're thinking about it logically. Uh-oh. The win con just got a lot easier. Got an early tag, and we got Felly here as well. Right next to the tag, so we know at least one survivor is not right now. And we're going to be taking the case even further into the non-corrupted land. Not where you... Yeah, I mean, it's a rough win con. Basically, you only need 2 downs, like, during the game, and then you can just hook one more survivor in the end game and camp them out, because survivors should not be able to unhook someone in the end game against Oni, like, power if they trade, or... Completely fine. Right now, actually, we're just going to be applying our eruption build generators, which part of a deep, quite far away from top as well. Quite an early reset coming out. That was a double reset, I believe. Oh, not entirely sure. I've just max trying to go for a nice flick on the Golden Rock. Max is not good enough. That happened.
Yeah, very good stun coming through from Max. Being able to get that stun is actually so huge for the amount of distance he can hold on this TNL. Oh, running into Manu as he comes around the corner, and Manu wasn't able to react quick enough, but he does manage to get the flick down there, and he does see the eruption pop off and sees all those survivors across the map, but he does not have enough power to go and make something happen off of it because he did opt for the crutch this time. We did see Dub go for Lion's Fang, which has been interesting, but yeah, seeing the normal crutch coming through, getting that first hook this early on is looking really good for Manu, especially with his win con where it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Frag the driver top mid gen, which is definitely the most interesting right now. It's pick it again. Once again, last line we're seeing both survivor teams getting already good value out of it. It's just a good perk. Right now it doesn't people either give you enough time to make a safe tile away if you have stealth nearby. Let's come up. Though. Exiled it and get that little power which tunnel them out and checked all. Trying to look for the safe either way, even if you found them, find them.
Manu just barely missing out. I noticed what he's doing there. He was waiting for his passive power to fill up enough so that he can grab those that blood that was on the hook, but just doing a little bit too soon. Not able to get the power, but he does have, you know, Max injured over here, so he's gonna get the power. I think he should pop power here and go for Max. I think getting the, like, with the progress that's happened so far, getting that tunnel out this early would actually be so big because it puts it into a 3v1 situation, probably around 2 to 1 gen left, depending on how well Manu plays and how well Max plays. And then man, just getting this down here onto Fell, just opting for another hook, probably gonna go for that pain res. But yeah, like I was saying, if you get into the 3v1 at 1 gen left, you can pretty much reach that win con pretty easily. Opting not to go for the PR because he wants to save it, realizing that it's probably not going to do much because there's not too much progress across the map.
Once again, the dry kick. I guess it's fine. We're gonna be committing to someone else. Manu, like, he's definitely on the real. And try to go for tunnel out, but gets one more survivor now and camps them out. That already letting the unhook come out completely from back means we get right on top of us. She's scratchy. Saw blood, so I believe actually Max, so not even a fresh survivor.
Yeah, I feel like playing like this is a little bit risky. You had such a quick down onto Max that you don't really need to play for fresh hooks. You can just go for Max and then, but it looks like he is back on Max after a little while. They probably don't have too much gen progress, but if they stack out a gen, we might see one close to popping as he does get his second hook onto Max. I think from here, we might see Manu opt to go for the tunnel out because he has quite a decent gen split bottom. He has his power. He can just patrol this area, and I don't even know if they can pull this if he just sits in the area because these gens are so close. He can just secure this area, secure these gens, and just make sure that Max dies.
It's quite rough. It's not a standard held on Cold Tower 1. Definitely work out middle gen and 8. Especially once that pallet gem is complete. It's just such a dead zone. Great use of the power again. We've seen both Onis do some funny tricks on hills today. Yeah, I mean, Manu doesn't really care about your tunnel out or your optimal strategy, Nathan. Take this fresh hook. That win. Almost.
Yeah, man, what do I know?
Yeah.
It seems like Manu has his own game plan, and it seems to be working out for him. I believe one more hook will be the win for Manu, because if I'm counting right, I believe he has 4 stages right now. 2 on Max, 1 on Fell, and 1 on Moon, and that gives him 3 fresh hooks. So that means if he gets one more hook, that would be either 5 stage 3 fresh or 5 stage 4 fresh, depending on who he hooks, and that would be the win con for him. So I can understand playing for that if he's confident, and this is going to be so much blood on this side of the map. So he can just pop his power, and I believe that was Max I saw. So not only will this be win con, but this will push it into the 3v1, which means he can possibly 4K this on 2 gens.
Yeah, these TLs have not been the survivors' friends today. This is, I feel like we've seen so many things go wrong on these TLs, losing 50s left and right. It's really unfortunate. Yeah, that must be down to a 3v1. I feel like the generators are popping for it. Survivors doing a great job. They popped 8 as well. It means they got rid of regen bottom as well. But yeah, the main problem so far is constant F power. And you can see Manu, he just kind of goes wherever he pleases, has power there. I feel like that's the main thing. Exiled did not let happen. They made sure he never had any power. He had to work every single power unit. They tried to also out on main. Big commit. Guns are not close to popping. Was still a main res.
I believe he did use his pain res on Moon on the Hill 11, if I remember correctly. I believe it is Dub and Fell because he opted to hook Fell on a regular hook. Yeah, seeing Dub try and go out for that flashlight save, that means we'll probably see Fell across the map on that generator on the bottom side. But Manu just has so much power, so much blood on this map that he can just kind of do whatever he wants here. He can just go to the side. He sees Fell. He should probably grab some blood. Yeah, he's gonna opt to grab some blood. Kicking this gen, which will give Fell quite a bit of distance. So he can't really just insta down him, but he probably can cut him off from reaching top side of the map as we do see Moon get reset off in the distance, which is gonna like, he has so much blood already. I feel like that might be a little bit of a waste of time. They could have been stacking out a generator, and it looks like he's gonna slug seeing Dub there. Oh, seeing Dub, that is gonna be another down.
Yeah,
does he have enough power?
Dub's kind of just playing for flashlight saves for a lot of the game, I've noticed. Seen them around the downs a couple times now, but it's not really working out, but definitely like, respectable. Types of win cons you have to play a little bit risky. Ellie? Selfing out. Self, it could actually still be out. The slug survivors can split up. We have a lot of progress here, and a very, very dense for now, even though we got the 2 slugs at the...
Yeah, and it looks like he's just gonna opt to pick up Dub and get that pain res down, as he couldn't find Fell. The question is, are we gonna see him rotate for pickup? Yeah, he does get the pickup while he was hooking Dub, so that's very good for Sirenia coming through. Able to buy some more time. Maybe they can pop this generator. It looks like Manu is running a bit short on blood, but he should have enough spread out throughout the map. He is just gonna pressure Fell though off of this gen, letting it regress. Because yeah, he did kick that gen, so it is regressing at the moment, I believe. And yeah, he's just gonna take him on a tour around Water Tower. And the question is, are we gonna see Moon sneak in and get that pull while Fell is keeping him distracted?
Yeah, I mean, like, we have so many different options right now. All we have to do is make sure that the generator on 6 isn't popped. Generator with a lot of progress. But I also, maybe Moon, we did see her go 10 on 11. Yeah, we do see this match marks. That's just top gen. Pull does not come out. Dub second left them a little bit early, so yeah, they're gonna get that pull before they hit second. Progress on 11 as well. Okay, now we know for sure who the Blastmine player. Also good to know. Almost not allowed. Yeah, we have 1 survivor death hook, so 1 fresh hook. Well, no matter what Manu gonna try to go. Maybe we just try to apply eruption generator, but it's survivors a lot of time. It's actually completely dead. It's got 0 progress. Back to unexpected result from it in the game.
Yeah, I feel like the survivors are just spending too much time trying to recover from what Manu is doing, and it's just letting their gens just get destroyed. Not even like by Call of Rhyme, which is like a pretty common perk we're seeing nowadays, but just like the normal kicks and just that eruption, just absolutely destroying their generators. But we are gonna see Chase on the Dub. Can Dub juice up? Looks like Dub is playing it right. I think Dub just sent it. I think he sent it away. Manu's getting a little bit lost. That is going to be power loss. And if they're stacking out a gen, that could be the difference.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good comeback. Once again, the only classic we saw Manu kind of top power before he be on top of anyone. He used most of his power just even finding Dub there, so he did down. Button is real of a survivor who's he said to me somewhere one. Austin kind of coming back, reaching the based on the 6, it's quite high. So much power everywhere on the map. Oh, Jen, yeah, that's actually enough for power. And if we're able to just commit someone here, get that eruption. Person behind main, we're just a bit too scared that's stacking this.
Yeah, these gens have quite high progress. The gen on 6 doesn't have as much, but the generator on 11 is dangerous. You just need to watch out for that. Looks like Dub is trying to be a little bit baiting on this mid-map gen so that he can take Chase and give them time to work on those generators. Taking it really close to the generator 11. You better hope that Moon's not on it right now, but it is going to be the down coming through in the eruption spreading across the map, and now he has that power that he can use, and he sees the aura of Fel across the map, cranking on that generator 6, and I don't think Fel knows that he still has aura on him, trying to stealth off to the side, but Mana just sees the exact way he's going, and the question is, can he get this down quickly? Still a little lost. I think Fel managed to stealth it out, actually, even with, oh no, we just see the scratch marks, so this is going to be probably the chasing down on the Fel, unless he can make the pallet. He played that edge map tile so well, and just, Fel is popping off. They do pick up Dub in the distance, and they opt to go for a reset, which is a little bit interesting. Instead of trying to stack out that generator 11, I think if they committed that gen 11, they probably would have popped it before Fel went down.
I mean, Fel doing such a great job, but until we get this hook, it's still not over. He's not that hook or anything, but it will be another pain red, so the gens are going to keep progressing. As you said, that generator on 11 was untouched. I think I actually heard Dub right here. Yeah, Dub right here. He's already ready to pull, which is probably going to indicate that Moon tanking 11. Once again, it's just every single time it's the same thing. We have power everywhere. Collect as much as we want, and right now we don't even need to collect that power because they unhooked. Well, still a little bit too close. And Dub will be going down, but we are going locker, and I'm really scared. Maybe Fel has time to towards 11 to stack it. Maybe it's close enough anyway. Pop it. Ulti.
Yeah, I think this might be enough time. If Dub is forcing locker, surely that means they have enough time to get that generator popped. It looks like Manu's gonna opt to grab the blood instead of walking straight there. I probably should have just sent it to that gen because it's now precious seconds on when they're gonna pop that. But it looks like he's more worried about the generator on 6 than the generator on 11. He's just giving them so much time to crank away, and it looks like it wasn't enough at the start, but it might be enough now. No, this gen has nothing. This gen has absolutely nothing. We are both schizophrenic and a little bit lost, but he does get blast mine, so at least we can point and laugh at the fact that he got blinded.
I'm quite surprised. You see, actually, we left the gen on 11 quite early, but that is a crazy turn of events. I was never expecting 6 to pop, but here it comes out. Injured Fel, pulling through, getting 6 done. Manu didn't have time to kick it. Also, have any corruption. See this scratch mark right now? Sure, survivors go for the pull. They get it. But dies on the hook, but gonna have to scramble for power here. Someone's opening a gate. Someone's gonna go down here for sure, but I think blocker will be completely fine in getting out of the gates, which is definitely not a bad result for how the game is looking at some points.
Yeah, from the position they were in, managing to get out here, even though they didn't reach their win con, this is good for morale. When you lose a game really badly, it can get on your mental, get on your team's mental, and it can leak into the next sets. But managing to come back and put up this result from what seemingly was looking like a 4K2 at some points is that's really good for the survivors. So we are gonna see what they can do coming up. I believe it is the Blight set next, and it will be Exiled on the killer first. So we'll see what Sirenia can do to come back after they lost this first set and try and take it to TB.
Welcome back, everyone. Back again with Manu the killer. Last game, all the play take win. Time he get the win. That are on, of course, the Blade, seeing what I would believe to be the by far most SB could indicate Delhi. Some teams still like just on, some teams just entirely sure. What do you prefer?
I think it really depends. I think there's a lot of situations where both can be better. I think on Suffo, I think having that sprint burst on Delhi, and oh wow, just such a quick cut down coming through it. And find
no.
someone in the basement with
I think I know who Delhi is.
I think we might have found the Delhi player.
It is not Max.
Oh, and they have a medkit as well. Now, a medkit does not mean for sure they have Delhi, but if they're stealthing in basement and everything's adding up, I think our killer here, Manu, knows that this is probably the Deliverance player and is just going to ruthlessly commit them until they have the down come through. That is such a crazy start for Manu.
Yeah, this is really unfortunate. I'm not sure how this happened. I mean, they were in basement. They knew they have to not get found no matter what happened, but they did not go locker even though infectious. So much use. Yeah, Manu, the god pallets, seeing they're just not safe against the Blights. They don't look quite easy. Even need brutal for that. Moon choosing up though. We're buying a lot of time. I think enough time for just one survivor to pop a generator top, and they might be they set up axes. Survivors gonna prioritize. It might be better to just try to get as much progress as possible. Just any of our other perks like corruption, all of Brian, they're all gone, and corrupt did also leave the game as got that down onto max. Yeah, exactly what I thought. We get the full reason max and top, at least one gen top. Sadly, that is gonna be roughly all of our progress.
This is a crazy 4-gen bottom, to be fair. He found the Delhi player, or presumably the Delhi player. It could have been just the DS player absolutely baiting in basement, but yeah, we have what we believe is the Delhi player hooked in a 4-gen, and that pull is coming through so quick. And we are going to see Manu opt to try and cut them off instead of hitting with that endurance. And we are going to see Moon just trying to do everything they can do to make the top side of the map. If Manu can get this down really quickly, it'll be looking so good for him. But it looks like Moon is going to make the top side of the map. The question is, can they juke out this rush? No. And that is 2 survivors found with Infectious, opting to just send the pickup instead of going for a tag. And yeah, he's just going to drag this bottom and gonna have another hook in this bottom gen split as we do see a survivor peeking out from this TNL. That'll probably be a quick tag unless I believe as Dub can make something happen. Oh, and Dub is gonna get tagged, just taking his tag to the top side of the map. Manu does know that someone else is on this generator 9 probably because he saw that Infectious pop off. And the question is there another person bottom working like a generator on 7 or something, just trying to maybe pop that 4-gen sneakily while he's stuck here mid-map?
Yeah, I mean, Manu's absolutely like the fill up position right from the start with lucky Infectious. Have to make sure you get the best result possible. Type of start with Delhi player hooked side of the 4-gen. They can't afford to do unhook them early and not help them make top. No matter what. Oh! Wait, what just happened? Manu was
We
just
see
waiting
a-
them out, like waiting for them to cross because he didn't want to let Moon make top, but instead it gave them time to get the FTP.
Oh!
Wait. Oh my
Insane
god.
play coming through from Manu. I I don't know if they were just uncoordinated there in that moment or just trying to bait Manu with a late FTP, but Manu playing around that extremely well and getting the tunnel out this early, as he does see a ton of progress on this generator on 9, knowing that someone's here, and I think he saw someone running around that corner. No, I think I'm a bit schizophrenic, but yeah, he is just gonna lay the Call of Brine down on that gen. I think he could have waited a little bit longer just to put Eruption on that, but he does find Fel in this 4 gen, and they we should see Dub and Max be resetting across the map, because man, this is tough.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Of 3 generators, only one of them that we know of is highly progressed. They're chasing right on top of them. Doing a good job here, but even if I here, yeah, we lose the 50. I was gonna say, but we get short swinged. I think we get auto aimed and force a short swing because of that. And Fel is choosing up even longer because of it. This chase is so important. This is giving them time to fully reset. Winning that as well. Winning the action. Oh, that is unlucky. I was gonna say unlucky to have another Godmark there, but oh, this is not what I was expecting. We made the Paladin instead. Dub, who was actually sticking last top gen instead of for a full reset with Max, which I mean, it turns out it was the right play. I think Max had something like a med kit, healed himself, and again,
Yeah,
it's just completely.
He might have stole the medkit off of Moon's body from the hook, and yeah, these survivors are playing so well. They had a rough start, but they're trying to do everything they can to bring it back in this moment and try and just pop at least one more generators. You do see the reset pop off, and Manu should know that means that they are probably across the map resetting, and he just needs to send it over and try and see if he can either find out the reset on Dub or try and see them crossing across the map, because he doesn't know all his gens bottom are at 0.
Yeah, it's walked past 9. Cognitive generator has regressed all the way to 0. That is exactly why we use Corruption, Call of Brine, Great Flick, only needing 2 rushes. As they're exactly how to outplay all of these specific suffo fillers of suffocation pits, right, Nathan?
I hate Suffo. I will not play into your bit. No, Suffo is the default light map. I think we're seeing a lot more Blood Lodge play over Suffo nowadays, but I feel like Blood Lodge is a more interesting map. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, man.
You're allowed to be wrong.
Okay.
I
All
mean,
right.
Private team have gotten back from such a rough position. We were at one point 3 injuries and like no survivors are, but now we're in a position. All of the survivors are fully healthy. Only hooked one of them once, and we don't know where anyone is. Even though these generators are 0, definitely be able to stealth into to get someone sneaking down edge map 5. Get ready on this gen that's way. Yeah, playing for outs at this point is definitely difficult. Still the fight for in a 3v1, but popping at least play it off.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough though. That generator on 9 is pretty high up on the map though, so if there was gonna be a gen they should stack out, it would be that one. I think they should probably stick the balanced landing survivor maybe on that generator on 7 next to the hill, and yeah, I believe that is what we're seeing. Yeah, Dub with the balance on that hill gen, and then we should see Max and Fel probably trying to stack it out as Dub gets stuck, and he sees Fel in a corner as Dub got stuck on the wall. And this is going to be a tag and then another chase onto a different survivor. The question is, how quick can we get this tag coming through? Oh, a crazy flick coming through. Manu is just playing so well right now, getting these insane flicks to come through. And if he can get this down really quick, that's going to be another down on the bottom side. And if that's a down on the bottom side in this 3v1 with this gen split, it's going to be so hard for the survivors to come back from that.
Oh! Oh, that's insane. Bonnie's patient when he can be, but then when he needs to lock in, go for fast rush, he has that down as well. Yeah, this is I think where it crumbles. Get the hook, all this reset with created practically no gen progress for this down. Being hooked all the way on deep 7 with such a dead zone area of the map. I mean, we have a hill here. We have no more pallets anywhere bottom, except for that jungle line mid. Wait! Oh! What am I saying? They've been
Dub
on
picked
5
up the
this whole
medkit
time.
from mid-map. Dub picked up the medkit from mid-map and healed with it, and that led Manu into a false sense of security while Max was just sitting on that generator 5. That is so huge for these survivors. Yes, it's probably still going to be a 4K1, but bringing that down from a 4K2 is so good, because getting a 4K2 is definitely possible with a good enough gen split. As we could see, Manu was really close to having one. But getting a 4K3 is next to impossible if the survivors play well enough. But yeah, popping that gen is just so big for securing a better win con for their killer.
I mean, yeah, I'm guessing Manu is just as shocked as I have no clue how that big the all I which it would be nice, but we know exactly where they are, and it just means we're able to go onto Max immediately. All infectious right anyway. We're gonna get infectious, and we're gonna yeah, as you crazy. I thought we knew where the plot twist survivor was. Oh wait, they were actually plot twisted around the 3 week. Which
Yeah, I think that was the double proc of infectious we saw, because he downed Dub, and then right after Fell did the plot twist, so we saw 2 infectious procs onto Max, and that's why we did see the 2 Scream auras. But yeah, we are gonna see him finding Dub, but opting to go back because he did see the pallet drop here from Fell, trying to go for the save onto Max. And yeah, Manu's just gonna play a little bit more territorial. After losing that gen on 5, he's gonna be a little bit more worried about letting them get too much progress over here or get too much on him. So yeah, he's just trying to maybe bait Dub into going for a pull injured. But yeah, no, Dub's not gonna fall for it. He's just gonna chill on top and probably wait for him to commit Fell over by this generator on 9.
these positions are a lot more interesting than. I mean, even though both teams kind of know we shouldn't be able to pop on that generator here, any small slip up from Manu could lead to survivors actually. As you can see, randomly getting a lot of progress, popping 5 out of. Here again, Max was actually delivering survivors. He's just been buying so much time on the hook. Sadly, not hitting fast down. But even with that, we've gotten a little fine. Ready, probably stealth to get the pull when. Yeah, exactly. They pull immediately when the light left. That was very, very fast. Cover rushes back to the get all the way top. Yeah, Manu is a little bit too scared to try. Reason to take that big. He just stuff a little bit too basic happen. Could actually another generator right here fell. Getting tagged with the M1 is zoned quite badly, so couldn't be able to do much, but it actually life very well as well. Pallet was still up. Oh. Helped it. Chase. I'm not sure if I like this. Helping Chase in 3v1. So scary to do because we're just trading more health states, but the Dead Hard coming out so clutch.
Yeah, I think it's a risky play for sure, and that injury in Dead Hard does come through. That's good, but now Manu's on Max, who's the Death Hook survivor in the 3-gen, and yes, that's a quick tag, and he can make it to the top side of the map relatively, but Fel and Dub can't really pressure the gens because they're both injured now, and yeah, he does get the down, and he does see both survivors, so unless we do see a UB onto Max, this might be the play. I think Dub is trying to bait out his teammate. A little bit of an imposter tech there, baiting out his teammate to the killer. Oh! That was almost an insane flick from Manu. That is crazy. Manu's just showing exactly why his team picked this killer. But yeah, I think unless we see like a crazy like juice up, this should be the 4K because
Oh,
yeah, I think I think Dub has conceded and realized that 4K1 is inevitable and is just trying to bait out his teammate just to end the game a little bit quicker.
yeah, it appears we have more spectators. They got the pickup on. Oh, really sure how that happened. Maybe they left just after we saw them wave goodbye one more time. That'll do. Now they're kind of trying to buff a little. It's actually costing them. I think it broke this pallet, ran down the pallet on the in. Guaranteed down with clicks.
Yeah.
I think in the end it's
I think Fel has shown that they are incredibly good at looping Blight, just absolutely popping off in pretty much all of their chases in the set. So we just see Dub once again getting another bounce landing. Dub has gotten insane value from this hill in the bounce landing, faking that window, and these survivors are juicing. They had a really bad start, but once again, same as the Oni set we saw, they have a rough start, but they managed to bring it back as we do see the double reset off in the distance. He's going to lay down another hook. This game has looked like it was going to end so many times, but Sirenia just keeps bringing it back.
I mean, they're doing great. Like, you still remember, it's been quite a while since we started, but had a really fast down on the first chase and immediately found Deli selfing in the basement. All of that. The fact that these survivors are kind of getting close to topping the bastion. Quite scary and very well played.
Yeah, we are gonna see some survivors trying to cross, and that is gonna be a tag onto Max. Manu playing his rushes extremely well. The question is, does that get the pull onto Dub? No, it doesn't. So I think Manu might just opt to secure this, knowing that there's no way a gen can pop in the time that he can secure this, and that'll be another death, and that'll make it easier for him to close out this game at a 4K1.
All of these girl, see the survivor going in for the trade, catches the start to be able to get it. Like, we could even pick them on the two. Oh, and on logs almost have about 70 seconds to get this down. Survivor has nothing here. Oh, waiting out the dead hard perfectly.
And yeah, once again, we're in this scenario where he's got Survivor slugged and he's chasing the last one. Barring a UB, I think this might actually finally be the end of this drawn-out game. Well played from the survivors of Sirenia, managing to bring this game back from what looked like a 4K2 for sure to bring it to a 4K1 is actually so well played.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't have to say from it. I at some points was really scared, especially the quite early. It's very scary to hold them early on the second hook. We also quite early, and then they were kind of destroyed by Manu's insane flicks, and we weren't able to get the body block off. Even with all of those plays going, getting it top is just really what you need. And 4K1, such a common result on Blight, it should be viable. Eating it is very, very hard. I wonder who's going to be their Blight player. Maybe it's Bell, because we did see how good they are on the Blight mechanics. As well.
Yeah, we will see who will be playing the Blight. Yeah, 4K1, and they do need to beat this. If they tie this, it will be a loss for them overall. Because they did lose the first set, so they do need to win this. They need to secure a 4K2. Yeah, it's just actually so well played from the survivor. So we will see what they can do on the killer. Yeah, Manu is just gonna opt to close this hatch, and Dub is off somewhere in the distance trying to bleed out. But this bleed out will not matter as Dub was hooked one time before. So Manu will be awarded full points for this bleed out if it does happen.
Yeah, so with this match being go into one, I was gonna say one more intermission. I hope it's not the last intermission. I hope of course, the other player is gonna be able to pull through tiebreak. We're gonna have to see that after a small back in a couple of.
Hello, everybody. We are back with the second Blight set of Sirenia vs. Exiled. We do now see Sirenia on the Blight, more specifically Fel, and we did see Fel on the Survivor juicing up, so maybe he'll take that knowledge into the Blight set on his killer side. We already see so many Survivors, and we already have a tag. I can't even do the intro without, like, everything happening. Sinter, it's all happening so fast.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. At least we don't get the down there. That would have been like an insane start, but on the other hand, that would be the start, which it's exactly what we need. I mean, we need to play for a 4K2 right now, which is going to be difficult, but with this start, I don't know, it's going to be a little bit less difficult. We know survivors probably have not had the time to cross all the way top yet. We're not going to see too much progress. Maybe, I feel like at this point, doing middle generators is not even really worth it. Maybe just split top gens and see how much progress we get, because we are being hooked in the base, so it means it's going to be really difficult to escape this, Nathan. This is always a bad place to be, but we are seeing a quite different perk build, so we see no infectious value right now. We're not able to find whoever might have been stealthing for the pull, or whoever was still left bottom. Instead, we're going to have a little bit better gen regression, I would say.
Yeah, this is definitely the old classic build. I personally like to use the build we saw in the previous game more, which is Colubrine, Eruption, Corrupt, and Infectious. I think the info that you can get from Infectious is just so invaluable. I mean, like we saw last set, he managed to get it down really quick and find the deli stealthing in basement. And then Colubrine is just so good right now. But yeah, Ruin Undying, you can never really go wrong with it. As we do find the Jeff rotating out. This is such a good find. This is probably the deli player getting this pull. It's not going to be a trade, which is good. But the question is, can they make it out? They do still have the Shack pallet. Or no, they don't have the Shack pallet, sorry. So that's going to be a little harder. But we do see Bumblebee managing to block out that rush. And Fel just opting to fatigue as they do pop a gen across the map. Sinter, they've managed to make it out of the basement.
I'm not really sure what's going on here, and I'm not really sure what happened there. We're committing now the survivor who we know 100% is going to be Deli. I mean, there's otherwise no real reason for them to be pulling that in basement, so we're just committing them. I mean, yeah, as expected, two different generators top were popping. They were splitting those this whole time. That means we've broken, I believe it was a good 4-gen on top. We scouted that much, but now all we have left remaining is a kind of clumsy 3-gen on bottom. I mean, it's really not the best I've ever seen, but it's, I guess it's what we're gonna have to play for, but the problem is we can't even camp this hook because this is Delhi. If we camp this, we're gonna let the survivors get a free pull, they're gonna get a ton of gen progress, or a free heal and a ton of gen progress, which we are seeing the personals coming through right now, and we're actually seeing trying to cross from 10 as well, which, ooh, seeing some Undying value here. This is actually something a lot of people forget. Undying, the vision you get can be so insane, and it's exactly the reason that you see some Blights even running Undying completely solo. Like, you would be running the build that Manu ran, but then running Undying instead of Infectious. And the survivors are trying really hard to cross the bottom because they know they still have this free gen here, but Hell is not letting them. I mean, he is being ruthless right now. He is cutting off all of these rotations and getting a bunch of free tags for it. So now, even though Justil is Deli on the hook, this is such a bad position to be in. I was gonna say we have every survivor injured, but thank God Manu is able to juke this last rush here. But yeah, of course the Deli comes in absolute last second, and what is going on here? No, Bumblebee is trying to cleanse a totem for inner. But maybe we didn't know it was Undying, or maybe we forgot to realize that if you're cleansing it, the killer still sees you. And that is just gonna be another free down for L.
Yeah, I mean, that's a risk you don't want to take, but to be honest, does Fel have a gen split they can hold? This, oh, a little bit of sorcery happening there. I'm not sure what just happened on that dodge out there, but it looks like Manu's gonna get tagged anyways. He doesn't have this pallet right here, and that's a lot of injuries, especially with someone on death hook. The gen split brought him in, another down. Oh, this is actually looking really good for Fel. What was looking like a little rough from the start is now looking actually like a very good position. If the survivors, they need to pop 2 more gens to secure the tie, which will also secure the win overall for them. But man, just another down coming through. Do they have the pressure to get these gens popped?
I'm gonna be honest, Nathan. I don't think so, and I think this is exactly why you run Ruin and Dying, especially with a win con like this. Even though we don't have a 4-gen, which like we would kind of need to play for. I mean, playing for a 4K2 without the 4-gen is really difficult, but right now we're seeing exactly how it's done. You just play off of pressure, you play off of like taking any chase you can, making those chases super fast, getting the tags. I mean, we have 2 different hooks right now. This is a position you should very rarely see in comp, 2 survivors on the hook at the same time. Yeah, I mean, we have 2 different survivors death hook as well, which means if we get any of them in a fast chase now, it's gonna lead into the 3v1, and it's gonna lead into 3v1 with all the other survivors injured, and I don't think much progress on other generators, which even if we do, we can just commit one of them, and that gen's gonna fully progress and even.
This play scares me here from
Oh.
Fel.
Oh, no!
I think they're lagging a bit. Oh no, I think they're lagging a bit, but yeah, committing this Claudette, while yes, does on paper sound like a good idea. You know, she's on death hook, but the thing is, if this chase lasts long enough, that can be the reset, the pull, and then they can split these gens. This gen split is really good for the survivors. They just need to pop 1 more gen to secure a victory for themselves, and they have Main and Shack. That is the furthest split you could possibly want on Suffo Pit, and yeah, they do just that. They get the resets, they get the pull. Do they get the last reset? No, I don't think they will. I think they're just gonna opt for them to play distance around main, and yeah, they have the good main window. Fel opting to break this door, and now this is the position to see. It is 3v1. It was looking rough, but if the survivors just pop 1 more gen, they're gonna be good position. So they can just sit 2 people on this top side of the map, stack all this gen while 1 person just sits Shack, and they can win this.
Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden it's turned into such a grim position. Like, with these types of situations in the game where we have everyone injured, multiple people on the hook, we have to keep playing off of pressure and waiting for any second too long. Oh, we actually juked the rush, but we're gonna plot twist anyways, which is the safe option, I would say, normally, but right now the plot twist isn't really gonna help us much. Hell was gonna hook this anyways, since this generator on Shack is probably the only generator with progress. I mean, we saw survivors, they just reset somewhere top, I believe, and we were around those generators top a little bit ago as well, and didn't see progress. So he's completely happy getting a basement hook here, and he's just gonna try to look for the rotations from the survivors, but can't just sit and wait. He has to be proactive once again. He has to make sure he gets tags, he gets downs if necessary. Yeah, we're getting based on Tefano on main, but can't really commit this since the survivor has also gone for the rotation. Probably to check.
I don't think plot twisting there was the play. I think you try and do everything you can to juke out the rushes, and it looked like they were about to. Fel kind of made a little bit of a mistake, but we do see the pick coming through. Is that second win? I believe, yeah, that is second win on Zuzu, which means if Fel doesn't down them quick, that they're going to be healed up, and they're going to be bottom side. So they have Adam working the main gen. They have a down come on to Jeff. I actually think he's death hook, yeah. So this is going to be the Mori coming down to Jeff. Now, normally in a 2v1, you'd say it's impossible, but I feel like with the gen split that these survivors have and the progress that Manu will have on main gen, if Fel decides to commit Zuzu and Zuzu has a long chase, or the opposite, if Fel decides to commit Manu and Manu has a long chase, they can pop one of these gens. There's so much progress on these gens. Oh! What a tag coming through on the window. Now the question is, can Zuzu last long enough for Manu to pop? That generator is going to be so high progress, but it's going to be so close.
No, we don't have time to pick this. Even if it's UB, it doesn't matter. Every second wasted now is just scary. And giving Manu another option to pop. I feel like even if it's UB, we're still in the position where we have ruins. So yeah, the generator bottom would have regressed, and we would have, I think, been able to stop this if we didn't pick Nathan.
Yeah,
That's
if
so
they don't pick
no.
there, that was the win for them. That lost them the whole set. Like, yes, this is a tie on the set, but because they lost the first set, that is going to be the loss overall, and the win will go to Exiled over Sirenia. Wow, what a close game.
That is so unlucky. And so, wait, Zuzu was even the one who plot twisted, so we knew it wasn't UB either. Oh,
Yeah.
that is so heartbreaking. Fell played so well the entire game. Actually popped off, but then barely losing it here in the final seconds. I don't even know what to say anymore after that, Nathan. I'm broken inside.
These games today were crazy. We saw crazy survivor side from Sirenia just bringing back what look like unwinnable situations, and Exile just playing their killer extremely well and their survivor super consistent. So yeah, crazy result coming through. This could have gone either way at any point, but yeah, such close match.
Yeah, and without further ado, that was the only match we had today, actually. So we are going to be signing off after that. We do have two more matches set up for tomorrow. That is going to be Reliance versus Voodoo and Exile versus Sovereign. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And without further ado, I hope you have a good rest of your evening or afternoon, depending on